Hunts Women Football Club are up against the former champions Sethu Madurai, and I am Sohan Poddar. And in the studio, I'm joined by Mr. Shakti Chauhan. Welcome to the show, Shakti sir.
Thank you very much, Sohan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Well, talking about Gokulam Kerala, they are now just a step away from winning the title with a victory today morning. 30 points from 10 games. Your observation of that particular match?
Yeah, we have been talking about Gokulam FC since the start of the league, the star-studded team, and they have not disappointed us from their first game until now, playing a very attractive football, positional game, very attacking-minded, a nice game, and the way journey has been for Gokulam FC, now it's all up to this game. If Sethu FC pulls up, then we are headed towards a grand finale game, which is going to be between both the teams.
And Sports Odisha also putting up a strong fight in the first 30 minutes of that game against Gokulam, pulling one back, created few scoring chances. The first time we saw any team trouble Gokulam Kerala.
Yeah, it was maybe sometime what happened. When you are in a very good track, you are winning all the games, and we know the kind of the team which Odisha has. But again, if you see the score line was 2-0 very quickly. Two goals were scored by Al Shaddai, on the 5th and the 23rd minute. But just minute later, Pyari scored that goal, and it was a kind of a wake up call for this defending champion Gokulam FC that they need to not take it things lightly. And then we saw the kind of football they played, and at the end, it was a 7-1 comfortable win by Gokulam FC.
And well, El Shaddai, she is now the top scorer with 19 goals and scored more than 30 during the Kerala Women's League. What a start to her career in India, combining well with the likes of Manisha Kalyan, Dangmei Grace, Soumya. What has been the recipe of success for this team? Collective effort, would you reckon?
If I talk to you about a time when Barcelona was playing the MNS, Suarez, Neymar, and Messi, this is a kind of a trio which is a very deadly trio, which Gokulam FC has, and every team in the Indian Women's League are scared of this trio because you never know who's going to score. And if Al Shaddai is not scoring, Manisha is scoring. If Manisha is not scoring, Grace is scoring, and you have that firepower in your attacking line where whom to mark, whom not to mark, and the kind of combination also which they three of them have shown together is tremendous because they got a very less time to gel and to coordinate together, but still the kind of football they are playing game by game and building that threat, which is very very important. And the results we can see, Manisha is also not far behind than Al Shaddai.
And now Sethu Madurai will have to repeat what Gokulam did today morning. And will they feel the heat, or you think they have enough experience in their ranks to handle this kind of pressure?
See, we are talking about two teams, two different tales. If you talk about Hunts football, 9 games and not even a single win, nine lost. And we talk about Sethu FC, they played nine, they won nine. So different contrast in the mindset of the teams also. And I'm definitely sure that the way it is for Sethu FC, even a point lost is the tournament out of their hand. So this is a must-win game, either with a goal or a big margin. It doesn't matter. 3 points into the bags are so important for Sethu FC. So that they can put Gokulam FC under pressure in that last and final game, which will be a kind of a do or die for Sethu FC. So this match is very important. They cannot take it lightly. It's a kind of a semi-final. If they win the semi-final, they get into the finals.
And well, in the Hero Indian Women's League, we are unfolding stories of lots of youngsters. This week, presenting you Sethu Madurai's attacker, Devneta Roy. Let's have a look.
मेरा नाम देवनीता रॉय है। मैं वेस्ट बंगाल हुगली डिस्ट्रिक्ट से हूँ। फर्स्ट मैंने बचपन से एक्चुअली मेरा पापा पहले प्लेयर था, अच्छा खेलता था पापा, बट एक्चुअली हमारे गांव में तब इतना अमीर तो नहीं था ना, तो एक्चुअली मैं पोर फैमिली से बिलोंग करती हूँ। तो पापा भी मतलब अभी हम लोग को जितना मिल रहा है घर से, पापा को इतना भी नहीं मिलता था घर से। तो पापा फुटबॉल बहुत पसंद करता था और मतलब वो बोलते हैं ना, मनी की वजह से एक टाइम पीछे आ जाते, तो पापा के साथ भी ऐसा ही हुआ। अभी मैं बड़ी हुई हूँ तो जो पापा के सीनियर है वो सब मेरे को बोलता है कि तेरा पापा भी एक टाइम पे अच्छा प्लेयर था और अच्छा खेलता भी था, सीनियर लोग के साथ चांस भी मिला था उनको, बट ये पैसा मतलब बूट के वजह से पापा आगे नहीं बढ़ पाया। पापा को पहले से ही पसंद था फुटबॉल, बहुत पसंद था। फिर बचपन से मेरे को भी फुटबॉल पसंद था, बट पापा का बैकग्राउंड मेरे को नहीं पता था, तो मेरे फुटबॉल पसंद करने लगी। फिर पापा भी मेरे को फुल सपोर्ट करने लगा। उसके बाद से मेरा बड़ा पापा मेरे को एक एकेडमी में, मतलब उधर गांव में एक सर प्रैक्टिस कराता था, लड़का लोग प्रैक्टिस करता था बस, तो उसमें सब सीनियर बॉयज था और मैं फर्स्ट लड़की थी जो ज्वाइन किया था उन लोग के साथ। एक टूर्नामेंट हुआ था मेरे जो पुलिस स्टेशन है उसके पास, उधर जाके मेरे को एक सर मेरा गेम देखा था। फिर उधर वो गेम देख के मेरे को बोला कि ये मेरा कांटेक्ट नंबर ले, इधर मैं प्रैक्टिस कराता हूँ तो इधर आ जाना। फिर घर आके मम्मी पापा से डिस्कस किया, फिर उधर से मेरा जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ। उधर प्रैक्टिस किया, घर से 2.5 घंटे का दूर था, ट्रेन से जर्नी करती थी, ट्रेन और ऑटो से। उसके बाद फिर उधर से स्टार्ट हुआ, उधर 4 साल प्रैक्टिस की, पापा ही लेके गए 4 साल। मतलब पापा अभी इस जगह पे मैं हूँ बस मेरी फैमिली की वजह से, और खास तौर पर मेरा पापा की बहुत सपोर्ट, पापा की मेहनत से मैं इधर हूँ। और फिर 4 साल के बाद फिर मैं कोलकाता लीग खेली, लीग खेलने के बाद जूनियर नेशनल खेली। लास्ट ईयर 19 पे मैंने कैप्टनशिप भी की बंगाल से, उस टाइम हम लोग को 3rd प्लेस मिला था गोवा में। और उसके बाद फिर इंडिया भी खेली और 17, 18, 19 खेली। एक्चुअली सच बोलूँ तो जब एक्चुअली मेरा भैया भी है, मैं और मेरा भैया हूँ, भैया मेरे से बड़ा है 2 साल का। भैया बचपन से पढ़ाई में बहुत अच्छा है, मेरे से हमेशा आगे जाता है। मैं मतलब बचपन में जब तक मम्मी मेरे को गाइड किए हैं तब तक मतलब 7 क्लास तक थोड़ा अच्छा थी मैं पढ़ाई में। उस टाइम थोड़ा अच्छा रिजल्ट था और मतलब उस टाइम थोड़ा कंपटीशन होता था ना स्कूल पे बचपन में, तो अच्छा था। उस टाइम मम्मी गाइड करता था। और जब मैंने फुटबॉल लाइफ में आई कम्प्लीटली, फिर उसके बाद थोड़ा बाहर आने लगी, दोस्तों के साथ मस्ती, उधर टाइम जाता था। फिर थोड़ा पढ़ाई में ध्यान थोड़ा कम गया, तो उस टाइम पूरा फोकस किया मतलब फुटबॉल पे। तो मतलब मेरा टीचर लोग भी बहुत सपोर्ट किया है, मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगी। जिधर मैं ट्यूशन पढ़ती थी तो वो सर जो था, सर बोलता था तू बस पास का लायक पढ़ ले, तेरा फ्यूचर तेरा फुटबॉल ही बनाएगा। एक्चुअली इससे पहले 2019 में मेरा नी इंजरी हुआ था, तो वो नी इंजरी होने के बाद मतलब थोड़ा मेरे को पता नहीं था कि एक्चुअली क्या हुआ है। फिर घर आया 3 महीने के बाद मेरा ऑपरेशन हुआ लिगामेंट। फिर एक्चुअली जब मेरा चोट हुआ ना, तो मतलब ये दुनिया का असलियत क्या होता है वो चीज मेरे और मेरे फैमिली को पता चल गया। ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, बुरा वक्त नहीं आने से किसी को कुछ पता नहीं चलता है, तो मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही हुआ 2019 में। मैच के टाइम पे बस बोलते, मतलब जब मेरा इंजरी हुआ ना, मतलब ज्यादा से ज्यादा मेरा कांटेक्ट खत्म हो गया, मतलब कोई मेरे से कांटेक्ट नहीं करता था क्योंकि मैं इंजरी हूँ। मतलब जब तक एक प्लेयर अच्छा खेलेगा, उसका अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस रहेगा, तभी उसको पहचान सकते। एक बार चोट हो गया तो खत्म। मतलब फुटबॉल नहीं, हर गेम का लायक ये ऐसा है कि आप इंजरी हो जाओ, कितना भी अच्छा प्लेयर करो, कितना भी हार्ड प्रैक्टिस करो, फिर उसके बाद जाओ मैच पे, इंजर्ड हो गया तो खत्म, कुछ नहीं। तो इंजर्ड होने के बाद कैसा फील होता है वो मैंने रियलाइज किया, और उसके बाद खुद से ही मैंने रिकवर किया एक टाइम पे। उस टाइम जब मेरा ऑपरेशन हुआ, ऑपरेशन होने का 3 महीने बाद शायद लॉकडाउन लगा था, फर्स्ट लॉकडाउन। एक्चुअली प्लेयर लाइफ ऐसे ही होता है, प्लेयर मीन्स चोट को फेस करना ही पड़ेगा, इंजर्ड ये फेस करना पड़ेगा। इतना तो मेरे को अभी एक्सपीरियंस हो गया है कि चोट हो गया मतलब कि मैं छोड़ दूंगा और नहीं करूंगा, तो ये एक प्लेयर का मेंटलिटी नहीं है। अभी मेरे को जितने एक्सपीरियंस हुआ है कि हाँ चोट होगा बट मेरे को उसको रिकवर करके फिर मेरे को आना है गेम पे किसी भी हालत में। तो ये होता है एक प्लेयर का मेंटलिटी, अभी मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से जितना मेरे को पता चला है। एक्चुअली अभी मैं बहुत ही जूनियर हूँ, तो वो सीनियर दीदी लोग को देख के मतलब हम उनको भी फॉलो करते हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि एक उस पोजीशन में जाने के लिए क्या क्या करना पड़ता है और क्या क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे रहना चाहिए, कैसे फूड लेना चाहिए, तो एक एक्सपीरियंस मिलता है सीनियर से भी। तो उन लोग को देख रही हूँ तो हाँ अंदर ही अंदर हम सोच रहे हैं कि हाँ मतलब ये लोग भी बहुत स्ट्रगल किए तभी ये इस जगह पे गए, तो हम लोग को भी इतना ही मेहनत करना होगा। हम लोग ज्यादा मेहनत करेंगे तभी हम जा सकते हैं उस जगह पे।
And so Sethu Madurai, they're bringing forward lots of talented female footballers, not only from Tamil Nadu but all across the country. They have also been the supply line for the national team. And talking about Devnita Roy, she is gifted a start today, and the club's first choice striker, Elizabeth from Kenya, she is on the bench, filling into the big shoes of Elizabeth. Shakti sir.
Absolutely, and Sohan, we already discussed. They are playing against the team which is at the bottom of the table. Now it's an opportunity for the coach also to rotate the bench strength. Give your important player that needed rest, because the next game is going to be a very tough game. So before the final game, if you can give that opportunity for your important player to get recovered. And in this tournament also, the cards also do count. So if you have those players who are on the card, you need to protect them also. It's very, very important. Need to be very calculative and smart, not only on the field but off the field also, because you are preparing for that final game. And when youngsters get this kind of opportunity, they are motivated, they also wanted to prove themselves. So this is also an opportunity for all these youngsters who are getting that opportunity, to play that game. The game times are so important. Prove your coach that yes, we are ready, not this season, maybe next season.
And Hans, as you've mentioned, they're yet to open their account in the Hero Indian Women's League, a very lackluster season. No relegation this time. Will they take it as a learning for the next season? Where they have faltered, you think?
See, Sohan, when we talk about women's football in India, yes, it's growing. It's slowly growing. We should not consider the kinds of wins, draws, or the points which we are winning or taking out of this league. But to qualify for the final round itself is a big achievement for Hans Football FC. They should take it as a very motivational thing that they are the top 11 teams in country as of now. So it's also a kind of a proud achievement from them. They are the champions of Delhi. They are the champions of the rest of India pool, where they qualified for the final, from the final round to the main round. So again, there is a lot of learnings which I feel management and the coaching staff will take out of this tournament. And when they are participating next year, if some sponsors are coming in, if they have the budget, they will definitely try to field in a very stronger team than this season, where their performance is going to be much better than this one.
And your take on the performance of the two local teams, Odisha Police and Odisha Sports, this season. Rising Students previously were the champions of the second edition of the Hero Indian Women's League.
This season, if you see the Odisha Police and Odisha's council team which they have been participating, it is giving an opportunity for the local girls, which is a very positive sign. So that is important, being the host state for the IWL, giving a lot of opportunity to these girls, playing time to play against the stronger opponents, a lot of national players. And fortunately this season we have seen some international players also playing in the league. So it's a very good positive sign. Yes, I feel football should grow not only in some limited states but across all the country. And maybe we can have a league which has in future have around 20 teams, where we can see almost 18 matches, which is also important for us.
This season, really, we've seen some quality foreigners play in the Hero Indian Women's League, talking about El Shaddai, Winton, and even Elizabeth of Sethu Madurai, and Ernestina Tete, the Ghanaian striker of Silverdom Sports Club. Do you think the number should increase in the near future?
Yes, absolutely. And if you remember in one of our last game when we were together, I was in fact talking the other way around, on why we want, the foreigners coming and playing in the Indian Women's League. Our players are also capable. They are also strong enough to go abroad and play. You were talking about Manisha, but there are a lot of other players like Dalima, Grace, Anju Tamang, even a lot of girls like goalkeeper Aditi. So there are a lot of girls who are also playing an amazing football, where they can go in African countries or even in European countries also. Asian countries for sure they can go and play.
And the Indian Arrows also doing remarkably well in their debut season. They are in the top four. Played some quality brand of football. Is it a sign of proper scouting and coaching and guidance? Would you say?
See, if you talk about these girls are part of a pathway. They are part of an ecosystem where they are representing national team also at international tournaments. So they are part of a setup. So the more they stay together, the more they work together. The more time they spend together on and off the field, the combination is going to improve. And they are almost in their late teens. They are 16 to 8, between 16 to 18. So this is the time where a lot of development happens, because the next stage is the senior stage. So now they are into their final phase of footballing career, where now they're getting into the final stage, and now they are into a kind of you're getting out of the swimming pool and getting into the river kind of stuff. So they have
Yeah.
to go and play top tournaments, play against tougher opponents. So now this is a final phase where they are getting ready. The coaching staff, the association, everybody is working hard to give them all the support and training or the exposure which is needed. And we saw the kind of performance also. They are currently on fourth position on the table, which is a very good sign that these young girls have shown that tremendous development. And Sohan, you may not be surprised that in coming seasons we may see these girls also winning IWL.
Yeah, exactly. And players, they also play under different kind of system and pattern during the club matches. But when they get selected for the national team, how do they adjust with the style and system of the coach?
Uh, when we talk about the women's league, unfortunately, they don't get enough game time like the men's football. So it is good that IWL now it's a longer league where they are getting good enough games, 11 games. Yes, a lot of girls who are playing under a different system will going back. When going back to the national team, there will be a specific task given to all of them. They know that certain roles and responsibility based on their position are very very important. Few girls who are playing as say midfielders, defending midfielders, maybe playing attacking midfielders or even strikers when they're playing for their respective clubs. But coming back to the national team, yes, you have to follow the philosophy of the Indian national football. You have to follow the philosophy and playing style of your coach. The formations are so important, and when you're playing in formation, it's always when you attack, you are into a certain different formation. When you defend, you have to change that mentality. That attitude has to be there. So yes, it's going to be difficult, but the good part is whenever the women's national team they go out for some exposure tour, they have a lot of time for preparation. So it is not that difficult for them and the national team coach also.
And which are the youngsters that have impressed you this season in the Hero Indian Women's League? We talk a lot about the attackers. They probably take away all the plaudits, but I'll ask you to pick a defender or a goalkeeper, probably.
See, we always talk about the attackers, the midfielders, because they score goals, and when they score goals, we are entertained. But again, football is a team sport. Everybody gives their equal contribution, and we talk about the goalkeeper or defender. Yes, I'm impressed the way Somya has played for Sethu FC, because she has also conceded only 3 goals. And Aditi Chauhan, who plays for the national team now, captain of the Gokulam FC, has also conceded 3 goals. So she is, maybe, neck to neck going uh, to, for the Golden Glove Award with Aditi, because both of them are doing exceptionally good. And if I talk about a youngster from, defending side, I like the way Sweetie Devi played for Kickstar. So, Kickstart. So yes, a lot of promising performance. I cannot forget two youngsters from Indian Heroes. Apurna also was amazing, and Priyanka was also amazing. Both of them scored 9 goals. So even this youngsters were
Yes.
also really good.
Well, that brings us to the end of our pre-match discussion, and thank you so much, Sakti, for joining us. And
Thank
now
you.
let's get back to the commentary box. Live action coming your way. And well, it is finally time for the former champion Sethu Madurai to start dreaming about a title win. And Sethu Madurai leave the dream in 2019 with a phenomenal league season record and an ability to see out games. And they look very strong this season as well. Lost a few big names, but have also recruited a lot of new talents. And Sethu Madurai played attractive brand of football. And this time, will they change things something new, or is it going to be the same old? We got to keep an eye on that. The champions of Delhi are still in search of their first win of the campaign and will be pushing for their first 3 points of the season. As the head coach Darshana expressed her views ahead of the game and said that they will be aiming at bagging 3 points for sure. And they started the journey with a lot of challenges in front of them, but are feeling positive for today's game. Speaking about the season so far, the Hunts, and they are here to see the growth in their team. It has been a great learning experience for them, and with each and every game they wish to do better than the previous and welcome the remaining as more opportunities. And for that to happen, they need to start delivering from today itself. This is Elizabeth and the Sethu Madurai team. As you can see, is warming up. As Renu, the number 15, plays on the right hand side of that front three. It is imperative for them to pick full 3 points.
I think this match is important for us to take over to the last game. So winning for us is very important because see, every match has its own difficulties and importance. So by winning this match, we can go with a positive mindset for the final match against Gokulam.
And like you said, with regards to the last match on the table,
Yeah.
are you guys feeling any pressure?
Yeah, like I said, there is no pressure, but there is always a difficulty in every game. So we have to overcome that, and hopefully things will go smoothly.
Well, the head coach of Sethu Madurai sounds very confident. At the same time, he is very, very cautious as well. And this is the Hunts women lineup. A lot of known faces for Hunts. They made a few interesting signings. We get back to that. Making 5 changes to the starting 11 from that 6-0 loss against Odisha Sports, and it is a 4-1-4-1 from Darshana. As you can see, Vani coming in, Jyoti of course plays, but there is Niharika as well, and there is Lakshmi Verma, and in terms of getting the best feet, they're still slightly behind progress. And while it's a long season, when players go into the preseason sometimes with injuries, a part of it. The winners of the 2019 edition of the Hero Indian Women's League, the Sethu Madurai team, the country's top professional women's football league. It's been a meteoric rise for them, and it has opened its door for women's only back in 2016. And Hunts, they've got Muskan, Jyoti and Sana Chanu available on the bench. And the girls are hailing mostly from the small towns, are faced with two immediate concerns: the risk of injuries and questions of employment. And the Hero Indian Women's League win was just the beginning. And Sini firmly believes that while it has given the sport some much needed attention, the problems in the system won't solve themselves. And well, Darshana spoke to us ahead of this game, the head coach of Hunts. Let's hear from her.
Last 2 games of this tournament, definitely we want both the matches to count for us. We are playing Sethu FC. We've been seeing their games right from start. We admire their style of playing. They have good side. But today we'll be here with our plan. We'll be focusing on our plan till the end. We'll fight for it and hopefully try to share a point today. last two games of this tournament. Definitely we want both the matches to count for us. We are playing Sethu FC. We've been seeing their games right from start. We admire their style of playing. They have good side. But today we'll be here with our plan. We'll be focusing on our plan till the end. We'll fight for it and hopefully try to share a point today.
Now let's have a look at the Sethu Madurai lineup. It is the team that looks very strong. They've got a strong defense in Mitchell and Kaushalya, and both are going to cover that center. And Durga and Devneta Roy coming in. Elizabeth is on the bench. And in midfield they have the Anju Tamang Sandhya, who will look to stabilize the central region. In Renu and Arifa, the old timers come into the team. And last season they really rose to the expectation, and they started the league with a streak of wins and recovered very quickly from minor setbacks. And it is that consistency of getting points, getting results, that will really matter. You can see they are set up in a 4-3-3. Devneta Roy getting a start ahead of Elizabeth. It's a strong bench. Sunita Sarkar, the Kenyan striker, Eliza Silo, all of them on the bench who can come on late and cause real problems. And the experience of Shubhashini and Lavanya are the defensive options available for Sethu Madurai. It is a very solid bench indeed. Just a glimpse of the Hunts team. It is a 4-1-4-1. A slightly defensive approach. They will look to secure at least a point against the former champions this evening here. And Namrata Kaur is back in goal. Shruti, the right full back, keeps her place. And Lakshmi Arya, Muskan Khan, Jyoti, the big options available for Hunts on the bench. Well, the referee for today's game is Purki Bhutia from Sikkim. She's going to be assisted by Reshmi Chetri and Shima Bairagi. The fourth official for today's game is Snigdha Bairagi, and match commissioner Adley Costa. And well, Sethu Madurai with a win will go level on points with Gokulam Kerala to 30 points before taking on each other for the title decider. And Hans will look to open their account and end with something on board. Well, Sethu Madurai, their entire youth setup that continuously supplies a lot of talent to the first 11. It is an example for a lot of clubs in India as to how they managed to do that. And earlier there used to be a youth system, but there was no youth structure. But today, All India Football Federation has come up with a youth structure at the youth level with the under 13, under 15 and under 18s. And all these teams participate in that local talent hunts and try to be the supply chain to the senior team. That is something that we want Indian football to go through. Things have just started in India and heading towards the right direction. And in terms of pre-season, a lot of chatter about the number of transfers they got, and not just from abroad, but even from within India. And Elizabeth is their import, a foreign import from Kenya. Surely we will see her as the season progresses. And there is Arifa and Pavitra, who did very well in the Hero Indian Women's League for Sethu Madurai this season. They are on the bench, an excellent player to call upon in case there are losses in front of goal. And over the course of this games are just a teaser because the teams are strengthened, the teams are formed, reshaped, and tactics take a completely different approach as well in terms of how they go about winning games. As for Gokulam Kerala, it is time for them to learn winning. A title is probably easier than defending one. The familiar face last time out. I know that the Sethu Madurai fans don't want to be reminded of this. Just a kick off here at the Capital Ground with the third game of the day. It is match number 60 in the Hero Indian Women's League. Sethu Madurai, the former champions, against the newbies, Hunts Women Football Club, looking to play this one with renewed vigour in the Hero HIWL to restore the pride and glory of yesteryear. This is the game Sethu Madurai are expected to win, and they start with it this season and will hope the result remains the same. An early attacker from Sethu Madurai. This is Anju Tamang with a low ball in. Karishma Rai was there to defend. Anju Tamang will get another go at it. It's high towards Devneta Roy. Cleared away by Bhagwati Chauhan. They will be looking for a quick start. Sethu Madurai. There is Sandhya though, the number 7 of Sethu Madurai in the ranks, and so many times she provided that spark which was required to turn something which looked like a draw into winning occasions. And this time she's around as well. And it's always difficult to replace such a talismanic player. But new talents and new finds will surely replace in any league, in any part of the world. Here comes Sethu again, Devneta Roy. Beautiful first touch, falls for Devneta, might be the opening goal, and yes it is, and perfect start for the youngster. Filling into the big shoes of Elizabeth as he justifies her inclusion in the starting 11. A dream start for Devneta Roy, and it is 1-0 for Sethu Madurai. Just 1.5 minutes on the clock. This is the kind of start I was talking about. And this is the kind of start the head coach was also looking for. Just showing a glimpse of what they are capable of producing. That is their quality. And they deserve to be right there at the top. It's no fluke that they are fighting for the title along with Gokulam Kerala. Sethu FC's scouting is something they have got a lot of plaudits in, and they use a lot of analytics, in fact. Speaking with some of the officials in terms of how they go about, and this is Renu with the cutback. Sandhya Rani was there. A crossing opportunity for Renu. Takes it onto her stride. Good cross in. Might be another chance for Sandhya this time. Falls for Durga. Durga goes for the attempt. A couple of deflections in the way. Straight to Namrata Kaur. The ball just didn't change its direction. Otherwise that could have been a very, very tricky for the goalkeeper. Anju Tamang. Arifa. Sethu Madurai, they are in their away colours, pink. Hunts Women Football Club are the designated home side. And finally the sun is out. It was humid, it was cloudy beginning of the day. It was pouring down during the opening game of the day between Sports Orish and Gokulam Kerala. Gokulam Kerala already securing the top spot with a 7-1 victory. They can even do it with a draw on the decided day. Talking about the scouting system of Sethu Madurai, they go about picking players and using the statistics from the analytics. And they come upon shortlist and quickly contact the person in charge and get these signings on board. Whether they can get it right for one more season is what will be really interesting to see. Giving a tough fight to Gokulam. This is a throw in for Hunts. A slight change in formation, going with a 4-1-4-1. It becomes increasingly difficult to nail professional teams down to just one single formation, and that being said, two of the most popular formations in the world right now are the tactical flexibility of the 4-3-3 and 4-1-4-1, both of which have been used heavily by Pep Guardiola throughout his career. And ultimately the formation has to suit the players that you have, and the development, psychological characteristics, everything, all those intangibles comes into play. But the 4-3-3 and 4-1-4-1 are two very similar formations. They might look slightly different on board, but when you field them on the pitch, it is quite similar. And ultimately the formation has to suit the players that you have, and that is of paramount importance. For a 4-1-4-1, is slightly more physical and tactically complex. 4-4-3 is perhaps more rooted in wing play and collaboration of midfield triangle. And all these shapes are very, very similar. They can offer a team a completely different dynamic depending on how a manager coach wants to implement them. Rolls it down the line for Anju Tamang. Left corner of the penalty area. Tried to set up Sandhya. Just nicked away by a Hunts women player. Lakshmi Verma chasing this, but the number 24 Mitchell is there to defend. And now Durga. This is Durga, the number 6, the defensive midfielder. An early cross. An easy clearance from Sandhya Rani. Slipping in very cleverly. And only helps the goalkeeper Namrata Kaur. The role of the number 6, the defensive midfielder, is so crucial in both the formations, and however, they have more of a close supporting crew in a 4-3-3, and meaning they are required to do less lateral shifting. In the 4-1-4-1, not only is the number 6 the playmaker and the director, but they have to be so positionally sound and physically adept, running from left to right to cover the space and behind the front four. Another defensive midfielder is Fernandino or Bastian Schweinsteiger. This may be the best formation to utilize in order to get more numbers in attack. And that is not quite the case here. Devneta Roy. An excellent skillful play from the number 22. And this is what she is capable of. Lifting it over. Her marker with absolute expertise. Darshana, her team is trailing. This has been a kind of similar scenario for the head coach, playing against such a heavyweight side of the tournament when you go down early, there is that psychological pressure of fighting back. It never becomes easy. It drains that confidence. It is difficult to ask the team to play with the same vigor for the remaining minutes. Having more of the ball, the team in pink. Some of the key similarities on paper might look very similar, but however, depending on the team's style of play in particular, the role of Durga is very, very key, very, very crucial. And this is Sethu Madurai lineup. Nanjutamang, she can accommodate different blends and styles of midfielder in general, though, and one will be more defense minded and play a little deeper than the other two, who have more of a license to get forward and join in attacking moves. And offensively, having three midfield players that allows the players to dominate possession and push players forward. A shot again coming in, and this time no troubles for Namrata Kaur. This is Renu. Renu turns away from Niharika. And finally, Anita tracking back to protect her left full back. The shot was a weak one from Durga. And anywhere will do for Sethu Madurai for the time being. And they just need to pick up a full 3 points from this encounter to stay in sync with Gokulam Kerala. We saw Gokulam making a jittery start against Sports Orisha the first 30 minutes. A kind of scenario here as well. Yet to get into the rhythm, yet to get their acts together. Hans, and this is Sethu Madurai's Durga's cross towards the far post, and the skipper Sandhya was waiting, and Anju Tamang awaits in the box. The left back joining in attack. The left back goes for glory, and nothing comes out from it. And now Arifa. And there is a player upon her in the number 13. Just cementing her place into the starting 11, Arifa. When the season started, she was not the first choice right back. Sana Chanu started then. Slowly and steadily earning the trust of the head coach. An attempted through pass, guiding it behind towards the goalkeeper, Devi. A few changes made by Crispin Chetri as well in the starting 11. Just keeping Elizabeth on the bench, saving her for the final. A potential title decider game. Devreta now just proving that she is capable of handling this kind of pressure. Scoring in pressure situation. Lakshmi Verma is spreading it to the right for the number 24 for Hans. That is Bhagwati Chauhan, showing some attacking instincts. Karishma Rai wins it and goes for a low shot. It's quite harmless. And meanwhile, it is 2-0 for Sethu Madurai. And just against the run of play, a lapse of concentration in the Huns defense. And it's been capitalized once again. That was the move. Sandhya down the left. In comes the cross, and Devneta with the brace within the first quarter of the game. A perfect choice from Crispin Chetri. Now there's going to be a healthy competition for that start. And now Devneta looking very, very potent. Sandhya, nice reverse ball. Sandhya getting in behind, is still alive for her. A powerful save, and then on the follow-up, could not connect with an inviting volley. And managing to do so in second try, Devneta Roy. This time it goes over. This was a chance for Sandhya. A save from Namrata Kaur. Missing out first time and then thinking about it for the second. And now Pavitra, the left full back, making underlapping run. Anju Tamang, she is on the move. Devneta looking to complete her hat-trick. This time strong defending from Bhagwati Chauhan. And corner for Sethu Madurai. Straight away on the back foot, Hans. And Anju Tamang delivers into a danger area. Renu went up for it. Bhagwati Chauhan comes to the rescue. It will be kept alive by Sethu. The ball is swung into the box and took the bounce and then took it comfortably in the end, Namrata Kaur. Building out from behind. Here's Sethu Madurai. Continuing to follow the same principle, the same pattern. They build up from the back. Here's Durga into a deep roll. A roll pretty similar to that of Karishma Rai of Hans. Both of them tasked with a similar job of playing the dirty role in midfield. Now cutting onto her left side, Sandhya. She is on the prowl. Defender was there alongside. And now she turns, looking to find a yard. Here's the side netting. She is the creator in chief for Sethu Madurai. Throw in for Sethu. They will be looking for more goals. Won't be satisfied with just one. Kind of a slow start. All the moves are lacking intensity so far. Renu now drifting onto the left. An excellent disguise pass for Anju Tamang. But Bhagwati Chauhan saw that. Anju Tamang was looking to buy a corner kick. Number 29 Ria was well alert. Vani Kulcha starting today for Hans for the very first time this season. She did come on as a substitute previously. And that was Jyoti Barrett, the skipper. Crispin Chetri is not happy, raising his voice. You do not want him shouting at you. Karishma. And the offside flag is up against Karishma. The wealth of attacking options with the three attackers, flying fullbacks and two central midfielders with a license to get forward. And many attacking options throughout the team for Sethu Madurai. An accommodation of different midfield personnel. Having three central midfield players allows for different combination of players. Such as one defensive holding player, one box-to-box enforcer, and one all-out attacking player. And here comes Sandhya taking on one. Durga cleared away. Arifa, the right back. Thought about a cross and then playing it a shot towards Durga. Devnita Roy, we saw her feature, the number 22, hailing from a family of farmers in Hooghly, West Bengal. She has high hopes for her life and started playing football when she was in school to fulfill her father's dream. Comes from a footballing background. His father used to be a player. Devneta Roy is someone who is trying to prove it right through her endeavors in the beautiful game. A perfect start on her this evening. A couple of goals. While many have heard that Sethu FC's Devneta Roy is someone who is trying to prove it right as one of the few girls to play football in her village. Now Sandhya afforded a lot of time and space. Is well blocked by Sandhya Rani. A slight mix-up once again at the Huns defense. Almost leading into a chance for Sethu. In the last game they defeated SSB by 6-0. Elizabeth with the breast, Renu, Sandhya, Anju, Grace were the goal scorers. And the game before that won 3-0 against Odisha Police. And Anju, Durga, Elizabeth converting from spot kick. Bhagwati Chauhan, Pavitra. And now Renu. She will look to take on the number 28 Sandhya Rani. Anju Tamang joining in attack. No nonsense from Bhagwati Chauhan. Falls into the feet of the Sethu Madurai skipper. Plays it forward. A tad too much. Sandhya twisting and turning. I can't find the right pass. Intercepted by Ria. And hacks one long. The keeper will have to come out. Deals with the ball quite comfortably. And very comfortable on the ball, Sethu Madurai. Working it around. Devneta drifting into the channel. Cross was inviting for Renu, and her back heel straight to a Huns player. Devneta begun representing India at the junior level as an attacker. Have had her patch charted out before her, but knee injury back in 29 as a huge barrier. However, the young striker is not one to bow down to the adversities. And a long chase from Lakshmi Verma, guiding it back to Devi. Hans just struggling to get the ball. Out of Sethu Madurai, just sitting deep and hoping for Sethu to commit a mistake. Karishma not allowed to turn. Shadowing her was the number 17 Durga. Now Hans looking to make something happen. Space down the right. Takes it onto her left, back onto her right. Into the channel where Lakshmi Verma has made a run. And no pace on the move. And that is quite comfortable for the defender to defend. Mitchell was on her back. And so, whistle for the hydration break between Hans Women Football Club and Sethu Madurai. And the side from Tamil Nadu up by 2-0. And a quick brace from Devneta Roy. And lots of features about the number 22 of Sethu. And after that injury back in 2019, she gave up on football. And after 3 months got operated, and it took nearly 2 years for her to recover. These are the two bench. Darshana is talking to her players, and Crispin Chetri is calm and composed. This was the opening goal from Devneta Roy, the second one in fact from Sandhya's cross. An easy tap in for the number 22, just guiding it into the back of the net without any hassle. Crispin Chetri is looking much more relaxed. Say the right things in the dressing room, and the players are executing that in the field of play. Lots of hard work, lots of areas for Hans to improve. Darshana just trying to address her players, the mistakes that they have committed. She do not want a repetition of that for the remaining minutes. And the Sethu Madurai bench a lot more relaxed. They are in here with a mission, and the mission is to lift their second Hero Indian Women's League title. And in that game against Sports Odisha, the side, the homes team completed a comprehensive victory. They kept on creating chances with waves of attack as Hans defense continued to come under pressure. Shubhadra Shahu nodded in across from Satyabati, doubling their lead on the 39th minute mark. Midway through the first half, it's 2-0 in favor of Sethu. That was quite expected And now Sandhya. And in field for the number 17, Durga. Feints for the shot. It's a good pass in onto the skipper. Sandhya was just about to pull the trigger and taken away by Shruti. A standing tackle from the number 35. A flag went up against Pavitra. And this is much better from Hans. Jyoti with a flash of pace. Jyoti keeps going. Is she brought down? And Hans are awarded a corner kick instead. There was no foul on the number 9, according to Bhutia, who is officiating this game. Hans Women Football Club looking to fight back, looking to bounce back. And Jyoti's corner, outswing floater. Sandhya's clearance. Shruti driven back into the danger area. Mitchell is there to cut it out. It's been won by Hans. Karishma Rai stepping in. And the number 32 with the shot. Cleaning up the danger. The Sethu defense. Anjutamang, the India international. This is Durga. A heavy touch, allowing Shruti to clear. Again working the goalkeeper Namrata Kaur. She's had a very busy half. Nothing so far from Devi. Devnita Roy. Dragging towards the left. Sandhya taking on Shruti. Sandhya with quick feet. Pull back is alive. 2 players waiting in the middle. She goes on her own. And rifled it into the top corner. Wonderful stuff. Thinking with a lot of cunning. The number 7. 3-0 for Sethu Madurai. Left the keeper guessing till the last minute whether it's going to be a pullback or a shot. Look at that, the keeper was covering the near post and then she bangs it in. Anjutamang winning it high once again for Sethu. Nice one-touch build-up. The ball slightly behind Karishma Rai. Poking it towards Jyoti. It's a very settled lineup of Sethu Madurai. Shouts of handball not given. Maintaining that discipline in their shape, Sethu Madurai. And Hans had to keep coming back. And Niharika's throw in. And down the line for Anju. 3 pink shirts. Rushing forward. Durga from distance. Oh, into the roof of the net. And that was very close. Wasn't too far off. The goalkeeper number of the court didn't quite expect it. Whenever a ball is in the middle with a Sethu Madurai player, there are a lot of options and outlets available. Lots of passing angles in the center of the pitch. The fullbacks marauding forward. And there's the gap down the right. Lakshmi Verma delays. And it's quickly closed down by Sethu. And this is a slightly risky. Not a very clever thought. And now Karishma. A free kick goes Sethu's way. This is Crispin Chetri. Comes from Kalimpong. Used to be a good player during his days. Played for Mohan Bagan. It's going to be a tactical battle between the 2 young head coaches on 26th. Anthony Andrews against Crispin Chetri. We all are waiting in eagerness. We all are waiting in anticipation for that mammoth occasion. 72-28. The ball possession. And Anju Tamang getting on the ball, positive signs. Drifting way behind, maybe that is the way they have trained. The plan is to involve Anju Tamang more. And the more she gets to the ball for Sethu, the better it is. For the Tamil Nadu based side. A neat turn from Pavitra. Durga gazing for options, always looks towards the right. clipped, spreading it out wide. Oh, wonderful. Lovely ball for Sandhya. Sandhya once again shows quick feet, and Devneta just couldn't tap it in. Will have completed her hat trick before going into the break. Additional time of 4 minutes. Sandhya showing quick feet to Shruti and then creating that space. Putting it for Devneta Roy. Slightly behind her. Sandhya. Now Durga down the middle. Pass is wasteful. Uh, 2 minutes remaining in this half. A half thoroughly dominated by Sethu Madurai. Nothing from Hans. Sethu Madurai playing like a champion side. Gokulam did end 3-1 against Port Odisha the first half. Is Karishma. Can they pull one back? Looking to turn up the ante. Unsuccessful. Nanju Tamang. She's bursting forward. Hans Women's Football Club's defense is very, very porous. Devneta. Excellent turn and pass. Renu, the flag stays down. A timely interception from behind by the number 23 for a corner. That was Anita. Ball sent in. Renu has lost it. It's still bobbing outside the area. Anju Tamang takes control. Goes for the cross in. It's out of play for a goal kick. And so, end of the first half between Sethu Madurai and Hans Women Football Club, with the former champions heading into the lemon break with a 3-0 lead. A brace from Devneta Roy within the first quarter And then a wonderful strike from Sandhya. And Crispin Chetri's team go into the break with a comfortable 3-0 lead against Hans. These are the stats: 69-31 ball possession, 10 shots taken by Sethu, 7 on target, winning 2 corners. Only 1 shot taken by Hans in the first half, one of them on target. And the shots on target have made the difference here. Karishma Rai with that attempt from 25 yards out. 7 shots on the flip side, 10 in fact from Sethu Madurai. Sandhya with 4, Devneta Roy with 3, Durga with 2, and Anjitamang with 1. No fouls committed by Hans in the first half. No fouls committed either by Sethu FC. And so let's have a look at the first half highlights. The match number 60 kicking off at the Capital Ground. Early chance for Devneta as she grabs it with both hands. Sandhya with the assist and Devneta Roy with the finish. Sandhya putting it on a platter for Devneta for the second one. 2 assists and a goal from the number 7. It's been an eventful first 45 minutes for Sandhya. This was the shot saved by Namrata, and on the half turn Devneta shooting it wide. Sandhya again showing clean set of heels, running out of space. Taking on Shruti, attacks the byline. A pullback was alive, but she went on her own and finds the target with a plumb in the air. Expertly done. This was Durga. And to the roof of the net. Sandhya again. And Devneta this time nearly completing a hat-trick. A defender stepping in just at the right time. And so it's 3-0 in favor of Sethu Madurai at the break. And don't go anywhere. We will come back after this short break.
C cheese.
Cheese.
C cheese.
I know.
C cheese.
Cheese. Don't come on.
Flash messes. Flash messes. Last time. Flash messes. Friends fries. Friends
Best.
fries.
Best.
One more. Friends
Best.
try.
अरे वैसे बोल रही हूँ, वैसे बोल रही हूँ. Friends, bye.
Dribble game.
Game.
Dribble
Super game.
One last. Dribble. Game.
गाना बंद हो गया.
Dribble. Game.
Dribble game. अरे
इतना जोर से चिल्ला के बोल रहे हो तब भी तो कुछ. Ice cream.
I swim,
You scream.
you swim.
We all scream for ice cream.
We all
Scream
swim
for ice cream.
I swim.
I'm thinking. Ice cream.
I swim.
You scream.
You swim.
We all
We all
scream.
swim.
Scream. One point.
Tungraba.
Okay. 5.
Oh,
1 out of 5. No, 1.
All on. All on.
Horn. Hot.
हो गया ना?
थोड़ा खोलो.
लोई रे.
ए, 1.
हो गया. 0 तो यार लो रे.
2 बारी बोला.
नहीं 3 है.
यार ये फेयर नहीं है. मैं तुम्हारे टाइम में इतना जोर से
ऐसे
बोला
मत
था.
बोल.
ए, बोलो.
पीछे देखो.
Hot horn.
Thought, thought.
1.
Thought, thought.
Dog. Ông ra đâu?
Thought, thought. Ông có one chance. Thought, thought.
Thought are thought. Yeah. Thought are 1. फिर गैप ले फिर एक बोलो. ठीक है? ऐसा साथ में बोल बताओ.
Super.
Super. Cham.
नहीं. Once more.
Super.
Set.
Cam. I won. Super.
Set. Time over. Done.
Super.
Set.
Me बोलना है तुम बोला.
Lui đi. Time up. Peter Piper. Peter Piper.
Peter.
Piper. Piper.
Pamper. Peter.
Piper.
Popper.
Peter Piper. Black background, brown background. Background,
brown background. कितना वर्ड है? 4 है. कितना वर्ड? 4. एक पहले बोलो. एक पहले बोलो. Black. एक black. Sumber. Black background. Jam na sila kan. Black background. Brown नजदीक मत आओ ना. बोलो. Black background, brown background. Correct. इतना स्लो बोलते हैं, मुझे भी सुनाई देता है. मेरे बस नहीं जोर से बोला है. बैकग्राउंड में ब्राउन बोला है तो उसका मतलब बैकग्राउंड ही होगा पीछे. ये मेरा गेस
And so, welcome back to the live coverage of the Hero Indian Women's League. The second half action coming your way from the capital ground in Bhubaneswar. And it is Sethu Madurai. They are on the lead against Hans Women Football Club, the side from Delhi. The first half brace from Devneta Roy and a goal from Sandhya. And the number 7 scoring 1 and producing 2 for the number 22. Via which the Tamil Nadu based side are on a 3-0 lead. And so a lot of words may have been exchanged during halftime in both the dressing rooms, and Darshana will have been very, very vocal in how she wants her team to play. She had made it a secret. This is a representation of what Delhi can produce in the sport. The team develops under her. A change from Sethu Madurai. Making 2 changes in fact. Number 26 Yuvarani comes on. And we are underway with the second half then. The team in pink, Sethu Madurai, will be operating from the right to left of your screen. And protecting their goal on the left is the team in blue and white, is Hans Women Football Club. Hamsa Wali also coming on, replacing Anju Tamang. Those are the two changes made by Crispin Chetri. And he wants to give game time to his reserve players. Just the start of the second half. And the Hans Bhagwati Chauhan takes it long. This is the youngster Vani Kalucha, only 14 years old, the youngest player in the Hero Indian Women's League. What a wonderful platform for this youngster to rub shoulders with some of the experienced heads in this competition. Spreading it wide on the far right, Renu looking for Devnita Roy. Has a run been offered also by the number 26 Yuvarani. And no nonsense clearance from Hans. Durga nicking it for Yuvarani. Vani Kalucha close to her, giving her a tough time. Just staying close to Shruti. Vani starting on the right hand side in Hunt's midfield. The title challengers in the 2019 Hero Indian Women's League champions Sethu looking to continue the winning form and being level on points with the table toppers Gokulam Kerala. The need to ensure is that the defeat the Malabarians when they cross swords on 26th May in order to win their second IWL title. And incidentally, whichever team wins is going to be their second Hero IWL title. And even a defeat against Hans would keep the equation same for Sethu Madurai. And easy for Devi. The ball is just lurking around Vani. And Bhagwati Chauhan, ball from deep. There was that cover from Mitchell. Durga, a nice little triangle in the heart of midfield. Amsavli sliding it out wide for Renu. Amsavli running from the near side. On the overlap is Arifa. Arifa with the ball in. Straight to the keeper, Namrata Kaur. Pulled off a fine save in the first half to keep Sandhya at bay. And the rebound was struck wide by Devnita. Now Durga, she's found acres of space on the right. Renu is there Testing the keeper again. Renu will get another bite on the cherry. Back-to-back save from Namrata. Walking on a tightrope. The Huntswomen FC defense. This is Karishma. Easy clearance from Kaushalya. And the Sethu Madurai head coach Crispin Chetri placed equal important, and that is to win the last couple of matches, and they're excited but grounded and working hard on the pitch. And also speaking about the plans ahead of the game, the gaffer opined and that they will stick to what they have been doing, and maybe this game gives them an opportunity for the players to rotate, squad rotation, to keep some of the players fresh and give the younger ones the opportunity to prove themselves. The number 26 carrying it a long way out and setting up Renu. Oh, saved by the keeper. That was a fine run from Yuvarani. And now Karishma, she's found the gap. Jyoti is there. And Jyoti face to face with Pavitra. Gets the cross in. And Niharika with the foot in. And Pavitra ties up Durga. A lovely exchange between the two. Karishma Rai just breathing down the neck of the number 14. Now on the left. A poor first touch. The ball rounds off out of play for a throw-in. Ria. Karishma Rai. Karishma Rai, silky skills. Squeezing between a couple of pink shirts, and what a ball for the number 9, Jyoti Barrett. Jyoti Barrett goes for the minus, and Lakshmi Verma is chasing. She is up against Kaushalya. Kaushalya wins the individual battle. That's more like it from Hans. Much better display. The first 8 minutes of the second half. The ball is high. That could have been very risky. Taking the risk there, Mitchell. Devnita touching it towards Yuvarani. This is Zamsavali. Durga. Sensational stuff from Sethu Madurai. Renu is one-on-one. Round the keeper, and Renu could not hit the target. Goal number 4 was knocking on the door for Sethu Madurai. That was a wonderful pass. A first clear-cut scoring opportunity in the second half. Durga, Renu. Durga continuing with a run from the inside channel. Renu carrying it into the box. Lost the ball. Quickly on to her was a couple of blue shirts. Vani Kalucha. Lakshmi Verma. Karishma Rai scoops it towards Lakshmi. Only helps a pink shirt. Yuvrani comes back in towards the number 6. And Amsavali. Amsavali goes for it. Straight down the throat of Namrata Kaur. Talking about the championship rivalry with Gokulam Kerala, Crispin mentioned they are not thinking about the equation. They're just focusing on how consistent they can be with each team. That matters. Jyoti Barrett left slightly frustrated and cutting a very frustrated figure. The Hans Women Football Club are yet to register a point in the league, and with 2 games remaining they will look to make the most of their opportunities, but trailing by 3-0 in this one. It will be a tough game as well, the last one. Keeping things simple is something that they need to do, and they wish to play organized football. Their aim will be to disturb Sethu in attack. That has not happened so far. At least showing some fight in the second half. Got to see for how long they can continue to do so. And now Jyoti giving a tough time to Mitchell, holding off the challenge, using her strength, the number 24. Renu. And there's the run from Devneta. Keeper comes a long way out. Namrata. This is Renu. One way, then the other. Renu. A fancy footwork from the number 15. And then there's the shot. It was indeed a good one from Amsavali. A snapshot taken by the number 5 from 20 yards out. And that was the moment. Completely unmarked. I could have done a lot better with that. And now Devneta once again winning it high. She's quickly put off. Bhagwat Chauhan. Ria plays it forward. Vani. And outnumbered quite comfortably. Durga. Sethu Madurai. They are on the ball. Kaushalya. To the right for Renu. Renu beats Niharika for pace, and Renu continuing with a run. Renu with those long strides into the box, lifting it up towards the back post. Oh, poke towards goal. Is just wide. And that was Yuvrani with a glorious chance to make it 4-0. The expression from Crispin Chetri. He was expressionless. Lakshmi. Much better performance. Anita. A very cheap giveaway. And that is one thing which Hans Women Football Club got to avoid. Giving away possession to Sethu Madurai with erratic passing. He's got to try and keep the ball. That is one area they got to improve. They need remarkable change. And it for sure takes time. It's not a rocket science. Just their first season in the HIWL Indian Women's League. Vani with a throw in. A chance for her to cross it in. As I keep mentioning, she is the youngest player, only 14 years old, in the HIWL Indian Women's League. Now Durga is offside. And the ball played forward. And looking slightly toothless in the second half, Sethu Madurai. There is a certain calculation to the way they operate, conserving energy. Games coming thick and fast. It's going to be a game of higher intensity against Gokulam. Players need to have a fresh mind. Need to step into that big game with a positive mindset, with a mindset to fight for every ball. Chauhan looking long. And Anita, she's interested. And Arifa using her strength. Eventually went off balance. Coming away with the ball is Sethu Madurai. And Devnita Roy is offside. And so time for a change. It's going to be the third one for Sethu. As the number 2, Lavanya, is coming on, and going off is Pavitra, the left full back. The first time she's flagged off in this game, Devnita Roy. She is Sethu Madurai's target man this evening. And just going over the defense line. Breaks kindly for Vani Kalucha. Straight to the keeper. That was a wonderful opportunity for the youngster. And a golden chance to register her name as the youngest ever goal scorer in the Hero Indian Women's League. Those are positive signs from such a young player. Especially when your instinct is to shoot. Just a small backlift and then hitting the target. Just the shot lacked a bit of pace and direction. Wanting to get on the ball. And despite technical difficulties involved. Showing a lot of maturity as well, the number 36. Oh, clearance. Not much on that. Devnita Roy trying to bulldoze her way through. She is hungry for the third one. Karishma Rai looks up once. Bypasses Karishma looking to go long. Didn't work out that plan. Sethu Madurai kept slightly under pressure by Hans. These are the takeaways from this tournament for the side from Delhi. At least a half of positive play can increase their confidence. Jyoti Barrett skipping past the challenge. Jyoti gone out of play for the throw-in. That's a goal kick, in fact. And there's the cross. Falls for Karishma. She's put off by the challenge from Durga. Trying to swivel onto her left. Read the idea, and Vani with the attempt. Comes off a pink shirt. And asked about her game plan, Darshana mentioned that. And after the last score line, their objective is not to let Sethu score in big numbers and try to create chances for themselves as well. And now Renu is accelerating. Renu checks back onto her left and now sets up Durga. She might get the shot away. Not successful in doing so. And now Arifa steps inside. Cuts in. Arifa with the left footer. Oh, brilliant finish. Excellent placement from the right full back. And it's 4-0 for Sethu Madurai. Look at that. Escaping the challenge and then with her weaker left foot. Placing it in. And in fact, it was Lavanya, not Arifa, pardon me. The player who's just come off the bench. So it's the number 2, Lavanya. Scoring the 4th one for Sethu Madurai. Very wonderfully done. Sethu Madurai will be looking for a clean sheet. And they've managed to keep 7 clean sheets so far. A number equal to that of Gokulam Kerala. Just a behind maybe. If they manages a clean sheet this evening, it's going to be their 6th. Gokulam Kerala on 7 already. So 5 clean sheets for Sethu Madurai. In 9 matches. Both Gokulam and Sethu Madurai have conceded equal number of goals. But when it comes to scoring goals, Sethu Madurai have scored 40 and Gokulam Kerala have scored 63. A huge difference. There's breaks for the number 15. And then the rebound. Oh, just kissing the roof of the net. And 18 shots taken by Sethu Madurai so far. Picking up the loose piece and goes for it, Devnita Roy. She's desperate for a hat-trick. Number 34, Muskan, will come on. And off goes Lakshmi Verma. A good start on the youngster, Lavanya. Yuvarani out of the field of play. So the referee has whistled for the hydration break here. Sethu Madurai comfortable in their 4-0 lead. Lavanya scoring the 4th one. Sethu Madurai's first of the second half. They've scored 3 in the first. The last quarter of the game remaining here.
68-32 ball possession. A slightly dejected bench of Hans. Crispin Chetri continues to be expressionless, almost as if he was aware of the result. So confidence on his team, and they have displayed a wonderful brand of football under his stewardship. And if they manages to trounce Kokulam Kerala, and that is going to be a huge result for Sethu in the club's history in recent times. And Darshana just still having words with her players, trying to revive their spirits with a smile on her face. And every game is different. You've got to approach the game in different way, depending on what's your opposition have got in their locker. It's a different challenge. When two contrasting styles clashes in the field of play. Ria Amsavali, Durga, she's got Renu ahead of her, and options down the right. Devnita Roy, Lavanya with a searching ball inside. I should have trapped it first time. Renu. That's nicely done. Renu looking for half an inch. A clever movement from Vani. She is impressed in the second half with the performance. She's got the flair, she's got the trickery, and that a winger should possess. All the ingredients are there. One just needs to be more focused and be grounded. And getting more playing time is of paramount importance at this age. The only way you can develop is by getting ample game time. Muskan. And up against Tarifa. cleverly winning a throw-in. You can now see Arifa operating from the left and Lavanya is on the right. Testing players in different positions ahead of that crucial tie. Arifa still looking promising. Renu operating from the center now. Devneta drifting onto the channels. Lots of chopping and changing from Crispin Chetri. A bit experimenting with his team. He does have that luxury. When you win matches, you're high in confidence. And Elizabeth will be coming on. Elizabeth Van Lalmoy, the player from Mizoram. And Renu Rani is off. And Maui comes in. Devneta searching for options, and in comes Yuvrani. Alert to the danger was Shruti. Takes it on the outside and plays it into the feet of Lavanya. Water ball, flag stays down, goes into a crossing position. It's an inch perfect cross. Just tried to finish it on the rise. Elizabeth Van Lalmoy. That was a difficult chance to take. A cross from Yuvrani. Unmarked Elizabeth Van Lalmoy. Didn't allow it to drop. Took it on the rise. The ball eventually flies over the bar. And now Devneta. Excellent creativity from the number 22. Shot is completely scuffed. Now slipping in Devneta. And goes for the shoulder to shoulder. And the centre back stays strong. Jyoti Burrett. Can they get one back here? A consolation goal. Hunts. In the opening game, they were leading 2-0 against SSB. Those two leads were quickly cancelled out by the side from Kolkata late in the first half, and now Maui's cross only finds the keeper, and not Devneta though. And there she is. Ria with the misplaced pass. Devneta. There's the gap down the right. Both Sethu and Hans getting a change ready. The number 23 comes on. Sunita Sarkar making all the 5 changes with 4 minutes remaining in this game. A shot from the edge of the area, and that's wonderful from Hans for the very first time, drawing a save of Devi in this game. It was a tempting bounce and took it first time. More of that required from Hans. There's the space. Maui with the cross. The ball comes in towards Devneta. Easily defended. Finding Sunita Sarkar. Devneta Roy quickly closed down. Still Devneta recovers the ball. Excellent. A few touches. She is one of the strong contenders for the hero of the match alongside Sandhya. That is Sethu Madurai's weapon of mass destruction, Sandhya. We'll see a lot more of her and Elizabeth, the Kenyan striker, against Gokulam. And now with Devneta picking form at the right time. It will be so refreshing. And meanwhile, so refreshing here to see Vanlal Maui is net in the 5th one for Sethu Madurai. Cross from Yuvarani, urging for Vanlal Maui to arrive, and she accepts the invitation with open arms. A couple of changes from Hans. One is the number 4, Sana Chanu, who will come on. And Niharika Rana, she is replaced. Vali Kalucha also making way for Anushka. Those are the 2 changes made by Hans. Once again, Devneta Roy pulls it across the face of goal. Just the slightest of touches would have done the trick for Sethu. It would have been their 6th. As the giveaway to Yuvarani. A corner for Sethu. In comes the corner towards the near post. Namrata Kaur somehow managing to deal with it. Additional time of 6 minutes. They have conceded 48 goals in this tournament, Hunts, in 10 games. Scored only 4. And disappointments continue for them. A good passing game from Sethu Madurai. Yuvarani. She is causing a lot of issues since she's come on. Keeping Shruti busy down that left channel with her mazy runs. It stays in play though. Devnita Roy. Can she finish it off with a wonderful hat-trick? Yuvarani tried to snatch it off Shruti. Help comes in the form of Amsavali. Muskan Khan. Ria. Neat judgment from Lavanya. This is Ria dancing past couple of challenges but lost it out. Vanlal Maui. Yuvarani, she really deserves a goal for all her hard work. Keeper is off her mark. Here's the cross, the flick header. Sunita Sarkar getting there. Lavanya's with a heavy touch, says Durga. Last 30 seconds remaining. In search of the 6th goal, Sethu Madurai. Arifa. 1-2 didn't work out. That's the full-time whistle from today's referee, Furki Bhutia. It's a comfortable victory for Sethu Madurai. That takes them level on points with Gokulam Kerala. Both the teams with 10 wins in a row. And Hans Women Football Club with 10 losses on trot. With only one round remaining after this. And now all eyes will be on that big game on 26th. Gokulam Kerala versus Sethu Madurai. Mark the dates on your calendar. It's going to be a classic encounter. A perfect wrap-up to the Hero Indian Women's League's 5th edition. And so today's hero of the match, Devneta Roy, for her wonderful performance. 2 goals from the number 22. Utilizing the chance with both hands, she was preferred over Elizabeth and handed a check of 5,000 rupees powered by Hero Motorcorp Limited. The match stats: 31-69 ball possession in favor of Sethu Madurai. They've taken 21 shots, 13 on target, committed 3 fouls, won 3 corners as well, leading in each and every department against Hans when it comes to the stats, and not just in terms of scoring goals. Only 2 shots taken by Hans, Bhagwati Chauhan and Karishma Rai with 1 each. The central defender. 21 shots taken by Sethu Madurai in this game. Devneta Roy with 4, Sandhya with 4, the 2 players with 3 shots each, Durga and Renurani, and Lavanya and Vanlal Maui with 2 each, and Amsavali with only 1 shot. Only just 1 foul committed by Hans in this game. Karishma Rai, as you can see, the number 32. 3 fouls committed by Sethu. On the flip side, Yuvrani and Durga. On that list, Yuvrani with a couple of fouls and Durga with 1. Now we'll have a look at the goals. Beginning with Devneta's strike in the first half. Within 1.5 odd minutes. The service from Sandhya, the skipper. Sandhya once again continuing her heroics and applying the finishing touches to that flourishing move was Devneta Roy, making it 2-0. A quick fire double from Sethu. And then the third one from the captain herself. And look at that. Away from Shruti. And then bulging the back of the net. Lavanya making it 4-0. selling one dummy, cutting onto her weak left side and perfect placement. And the last goal from Yuvrani's cross and Vellal Mowi making it 5-0. And the player from Mizoram. And so at a full time here at the Capital Ground is Hans Women Football Club 0, Sethu FC 5. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.